Hello viewers, you're welcome back to another video of MikeMayFinance&Figures. Today, we are going to look at business mathematics. And of course, it's a continuation from the previous video. First of all, before we proceed to today's problem, I want to tender my thanks and appreciation to those of you who have been viewing my videos, who have been commenting, who have been subscribing and all of that. I thank you so much. God bless you. That is all you can do to help out those who need this knowledge. Thank you. So, today we are looking at a problem under proportion. In the previous video, I did introduce proportion, and we're able to learn that proportion is when two ratios are equated to each other. When two ratios are equated to each other, then it becomes a proportion. And we're able to learn the types of proportion, in which we had the direct and the indirect. All right? Good. And we were able to solve a simple and a basic example. So today, we are moving a step forward to something a bit complex. But don't worry, you are going to grasp the concept. It is not that difficult, okay? So let's observe the question and analyze it. It says an investor's portfolio is split in the ratio of 3:2. An investor's portfolio is split in the ratio of 3:2 between stock and bonds. Between stock and bonds. Now, if the total value of the portfolio is 75,000 leones, how much is invested in stocks and how much in bonds? It's pretty cool, right? It's kind of tricky, but it's easy. Just watch me. I'm going to make it very easy for you. B is asking us if the stock's value increases by 20% and the bond's value decreases by 10%, what will be the new portfolio value? Wow, another task. All right, now let us go to the solution. Let's say solution. I want you to collect data. Let's collect data, okay? Now, let's say data. From the question here, we can see the ratio is 3:2. The ratio is 3:2, and it's between stock and bonds. So, can we say ratio of stocks to bonds? Stocks to bonds is 3:2. That's pretty cool. Is that not so? Then, if the total value of the portfolio is 75,000 leones, the total value, let's say, value is 75,000 leones. Now, number one is asking us to find out how much is invested in both stocks and bonds. Now, see how we can do it. How we can get how much was invested in stocks and in bonds. Now, first of all, I want you to find the total ratio. Find total ratio. And the total ratio will give you the addition of 3 and 2. When you add 3 and 2, you will get 5. So the total ratio is 5. Now, We want to, first, I want you to know that this 3 belongs to stocks, is for stocks. And this 2 is for bonds. This 2 is for bonds, all right? So if we want to find out how much was invested or how much amount of stocks or how much or what is the value of stock that was invested or that is part of this 75,000 leons, this is how we do it. We take the ratio that is for stock, let's say stock, for stock, we divide by the total, 5, and we multiply by the total value invested. We multiply by the total value invested. You can agree with me that if we perform a simple mathematical calculations here, 5 into itself is 1, and of course into 75 is 15. Is that not so? Then we are now left with 3 here, multiply by 15. Don't forget we have 3 zeros coming. So this should give us 45,000 leons, okay? So in other words, out of this 75,000 invested, or that is making up the investor's portfolio, 45,000 of it is the value of stock. That's fine. Then, let's calculate how much was invested for bond. You can do it in 2 ways. For bond, you can do it in 2 ways. It's either you take out this amount, which is for stock, from the total, or you use the ratio and work it out. You still get the same amount. Let's see. Now, let's go to step 1, or method 1. Let's just say the 75,000 minus the 45,000. This should give you 30,000, all right? You can choose this method. Or another method is by using the ratio allocated to bonds and divide by the total ratio, which is 5, and multiply by the total, 75,000. I believe 5 into itself is 1, and into 75 is 15. So we are now left with 2n times 15,000. This should result to 30,000. See that? So either method is fine. So number 1 is asking us how much is invested in stocks and how much is invested in bonds. So can we now summarize the answers? Therefore, 45, mind you, 45,000 is invested in stocks. In stocks, right? And 30,000 is invested in bonds. In bonds. So this answers question 1, the first part of the question. I hope it is clear. If you think you find it still difficult to understand some concepts, I want you to replay the video and get it. So let's go to number 2. The number 2 aspect, let's say this is number 1 here. Number 2 aspect of the problem is saying, if the stock's value increases by 20%, look at something. Now the current stock value, current, or let's say all stock value, let's put it that way. Let's say all stock value, all stock value. The all stock value, as we found here, is 45,000 leons, okay? Now, the question is saying, if the stock value increases by 20%. So let's say 20% increase in stock. So how do we get the increase amount? So now, increase amount will be 20 divided by 100 times the stock value, which is 45,000. This zero, two zeros cancel, these two zeros, and we're left with 2 times 45, which is 9, I guess, and 90, sorry. 2 times 25 is 90, and we have 1 0 here and 1 0 here. Let's add them. So we have 9,000 as the 20% increase in stock. So this is the increase amount, actually. Now, can we find the new price or the new value of stock? That's a new value of stock. New value of stock. New value of stock, you can agree with me, it is the old value plus the increase amount. You see, old value plus increase amount. So, old value is 45,000 plus increase amount is 9,000. So this should give us 54,000, all right? So this is the new value of stock. Let's go ahead and find the new value of bonds. Remember, the question is saying if the stock's value increases by 20% and the bond's value decreases by 10%. So there is a decrease in bonds value. There is a decrease in the bonds value. So let's bring the old value of bond. Old value of bond. Old value of bond is 30,000 as per our calculation. It's here. Okay? Then there is a 10% decrease. There is a 10% decrease in bond. So, can we find the decrease amount? Decrease amount. Decrease amount. The decrease amount will be the 10 divided by 100 times the old price of the bond, which is 30,000. These 2 zeros and these 2 zeros will go. And we're left with 10 times 300. 10 times 300, I guess, is 3,000. So this is the decrease amount, actually. But now, what is the new value of bond? So, new value of bond. The new value of bond. The new value of bond will be the old value plus decrease. Sorry, this is a decrease. So because it is a decrease, you don't add, you less. Old value less decrease amount. Decrease amount. All right. So old value is 30 here. 30,000 less the decrease amount, which is 3. This should give us 27,000. So practically, this is not the answer. This and what we got here as the new stock value, which is the 54, are not the answer, but they are leading us to the answer, because the question is asking us that what will be the new portfolio value, the new portfolio value, the new investors or the new portfolio value is now, let's say, new portfolio value will now be the new value of stock plus new value of bonds. All right? So the new value of stock as calculated here is 54. So that is 54,000 leons plus the new value of the bonds calculated is 27. So plus 27,000. All right? So agree with me that 7 plus 4 is 1. Okay, let's take all the zeros. All right? It's 11. So we write 1 and carry 1. The 1 plus 2 is 3 and plus 5 is 8. So the new value of the portfolio is 81,000 leons. So this is the new value of the portfolio, the investor's portfolio. So thank you very much, viewers. I truly appreciate you, and I want to still encourage you. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. Do so so that you can get more of these videos. All right? Thank you once again. Don't forget to share the video. Share it, like, and drop your comments. Thank you. God bless you.